Welcome back to chapter 16, you beautiful people. And, oh yeah, we about to do some Minecraft. And in the last episode, we built this Greek city. And oh my gosh, am I in love with it. But we can't stop here. We got other things to do, more kingdoms to build. Now, we do have a couple little chores that we just have to get done because I don't want to leave any loose ends. Now, we did not do the underside of this city. This entire city is just floating on a platform. So before we get to rocking on all the new stuff of this episode, we're going to do a quick little time lapse of us just rocking out the bottom side of this city. So we start getting ready. Now, we had 104 levels from trading all that quartz for the city. And we also have these 3 poles that we got from our shirt adventure. And, well, it pretty much makes a max fishing pole. It doesn't have Unbreaking 3, but we don't really need it because this thing will heal itself with the mending. Now, the reason we wanted this is because we need a whole bunch of pufferfish. Now, I could swim around and just kill them, but what's the fun in that? I don't really do a whole lot of fishing in the game, and this was an excuse to do so. So we whip up some potions of water breathing, and we are ready to go get this done. Alright, about 35 days we wasted doing this foundation. I wouldn't say wasted because it's beautiful. I love it. It was definitely necessary, especially around the temple area, which was just free-floating and looked really weird. And now our city is complete. Oh, that was on purpose. Don't worry about that. We'll be coming back here, though, because we're going to need some supplies from the Guardian farm. Also, not sure why I wasted so many resources on the top part of the foundation. Nobody's ever going to see that, probably including me, but I did it anyways, and whatever. I actually had to go farm for some of it. But yeah, so in this episode, we are planning on adding a new farm to our kingdom. We're planning on starting a new civilization somewhere. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We're going to do some adventuring, probably some fighting, and we want to try to get a new piece for the museum. Now, what's actually going to happen? I don't know, because you dudes know that my brain just does whatever it wants. Like, yeah, I can't control it. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it is. But let's go see what it does. Yeah. So, since the beginning of our series, a very, very long time, we have been getting bullied by the denizens of the Nether. I mean, since the very first time we entered. I think I picked up some gold and some piglins got really mad at me. And I can't count the amount of times I've gotten down to 2, 3 hearts, and this is before I had totems and thinking the world was going to be over. Well, let me tell you, we're fed up with it. We're done with it. It is time for another hostile takeover. Let's go. Alright now, our kingdoms are expanding pretty quick. I plan on getting about 2 more done before we get to our next movie. That's just the plan. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But, well, we want to get on the nether roof and start making a hub up there. And, well, it's going to take a little bit because I don't want to just make one block hole. I want to blow up enough of the bedrock that I can fly up and down from the roof to the normal nether. So, yeah, let's go see if I can get blown up. Now, this is the first time I've ever attempted to get into the nether roof before. So we are pillaring up from our old portal, and we are looking for a piece of bedrock that is sitting at Y127. Then we're going to throw down some ladders, and we are going to try to pearl through it. Alright, let's see if this works out well, or if I die in the bedrock. Alright, that worked out pretty well. Now, if you don't know, the way this works is it glitches a piston into breaking the bedrock underneath it. You have to place the piston at the exact tick that the TNT explodes. Now, full disclaimer here, if you're on Bedrock Edition, this will not work. If you're on Java Edition and you try this and it does not work and you die or get stuck up here, not my fault, my dudes. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of explosions going on and, well, you can kill yourself. But if you do it correctly, it's very, very little risk. Your armor's going to take a beating, but you should be fine. But test it in a world you don't care about first to get the rhythm down. But yeah, we get our first 3x3 hole set up. I'm ready to go. Alright, now, so we got our hole, which we might make a little bit bigger. I'm not really sure yet. And we got our new portal set up, and we broke the other one down there. Question is, does this bring us where we want to go? Let's find out. Alright, brings us where we want to go this way. What about the other way? Alright, alright. Our little nether hub here is going to be set up. Yeah, so we're just going to have to go through all our portals that we want to utilize and get all the coordinates and link these bad boys up. And I'm thinking we're going to make some type of structure around this whole thing. First up, we have our stronghold portal, and this one's only about 150 blocks away from our main portal. So there's no point in breaking the bedrock, because anything in the nether we want to access, we can get to through the giant donut hole we're going to be making in the ground. It's not going to stay 3x3, we're going to make it bigger. But we go ahead and get our second portal linked up. We only have 2 more portals that we need to set up, but both of them we're going to want to blow a hole into the nether roof because we're going to want access points to the nether at both of these locations. Now, this first one here, we are going to eventually set up a rail system to get up and down from here. But for right now, we are just linking the portals and we're going to set up a little platform to fly up to because, well, I only got so much time and I'm not wasting it right now. With my precise and elegant elytra skills, we make it to the last portal we currently have set up, and this one leads to the mangrove swamp, about 6,000 blocks to the south, southwest, southeast, something like that. And it's, once again, this is one of the ones we are going to want an access point into the actual nether. That way we don't have to fly here from our hub. So we blow a hole in the ground and we set up our portal, and we are ready to get rocking on our actual hub. Let's make it look awesome. Day 2670, and we have already gotten a lot of stuff done. So what do we want to do next? We want to go relax on the beach, play with our turtles, or do we want to take on yet another huge project that's going to melt my brain? I don't think I need to tell you guys which one we're doing. Let me show you. Okay, so we got lots and lots of fire resist potions, which means we're potentially going to be burning to death, or it's going to prevent us from burning to death quite a bit. And we got our first use for our wither roses. Tons and tons of blocks we're going to be turning into slabs. What are we doing? We are making ourselves a wither farm. Oh, I don't know how long this is going to take, but let's go take our little new roads and see how much we can get done. Now, right there at that crossroads, that's where we want to build our farm. But that also means we're going to have to mob-proof anything that's not lava within 128 blocks. And let's get to grinding. We start the absolute ridiculous task of placing all the slabs. After we're done with this and everything else we've done in the episode so far, we're sitting at about 120 days invested in the episode. Now, we did things kind of out of order. We actually did the Nether hub before we did the bottom of the city. Why? Because I needed to go blow something up. I couldn't just jump right back into building some stuff, you know? Every once in a while, you just gotta blow something up. That's the way things work. Now, full disclosure here, this is not my design by any means. I learned how to do it from Shulkercraft, and I will link their video in my description. I don't even know if they are the original one to do it. Probably not, because Minecraft's been around forever. Either way, they were my inspiration. I didn't build the farm exactly how they had it, because I didn't need to utilize the automatic portion of it. I wanted to do it all manually. I wanted to get up close and personal, as well as use the looting anyways. And I'm usually needing to repair some gear, so it's a win-win plus a win. Now, this takes quite a while. We actually spend 70 days in the Nether. Obviously, we don't sleep. I think we took a couple rests back at home going back to get more supplies. Because, once again, I just never know how much supplies I'm going to need. And I'm not going to use some tool to calculate it. Why? Because it's Minecraft. It's a game. There's no point in doing that. Just grind and see what happens. And part of this was peaceful, part of it wasn't. I really, really hated doing anything on a heavy slant. I actually contemplated going and just farming a bunch of TNT at one point, but I thought, you know what? That's just going to make more of a mess, and then I have to dance around the lava. Speaking of which, if you do this, please take my advice and bring a bunch of fire resist potions. Not for the lava, for the blazes. Oh, they're so annoying without it, and they turn into little pretty kittens that can't hurt you with it. Exhausted, it is now time to actually put the farm together. And like I said, I adapt this to my needs, and I actually mess up just a little bit here, a couple times. One, the center block is in the wrong spot, so we have to shift that over. I don't think I actually show that. And also, the skeletons could not get to the drop chamber because I put too much glass around him, and I forget to break some blocks underneath. So the skeletons were just not walking into the right spot. But we play around with it, and we eventually get it flowing really well. However, the rates are not as great as we want them to be, at least not at the beginning. So we set up our collection and we go do a little bit of testing, and we'll adjust as we need. Oh my dudes, so cobblestone slabs has officially beat out stone as my most used block. 53,000 slabs. And honestly, there's probably some spots that I missed. Anyways, let's go check out this farm. Okay, so the farm is working pretty good. I want to adjust how I AFK here. Ooh, that's loud. but it's working pretty good. Right here is the exact point of the center of the farm, and I have spawn-proofed everything 128 blocks around it. Now, I, of course, probably missed a couple caves and some crevices here, but our rates are looking pretty good. Now, this is no tutorial, so I'm not going to do no hour AFK session to see what's up. I am going to take everything we've gathered from the testing, put it in some shulkers, and I'm going to do this for about 10 minutes and see what we get. Alright, so we tried it out for about 10 minutes, and, well, not too bad. We got 11 wither skulls, which is roughly about 60 an hour, and tons of coal. That's the big win. And this is everything we got from our testing. 29 wither skeleton skulls. This is just from coming back here and testing how well the spawn proofing is working. And oh my gosh, are those wither skeletons loud. That's better. Anyways, I think it's working perfectly fine, and it'll do for our needs, but passively, when I'm in here, if I see any mobs spawning, I'll proof a little bit more, and I think it actually might help to extend out our slab range by 1 block all the way around this. But we're not doing that right now. We have other things we want to go do, and I think I'm done with the Nether for right now. I think we conquered it pretty good. We got wither skeletons doing our bidding and a whole hub set up. Let's go find something else to do. Alright. Now, the Ocean Kingdom will be popping up right here once we update this map, but we're not going to do that for a little bit. And like I've said many times, that we are approaching this like an RPG, and we need to add some new points of interest. Now, this area is going to be the Smugglers faction. I've said that before. We already got our steampunk city, and we got our capital. Now, we have plenty more to do in this episode, besides building and all that whatnot, and we've already done a lot. But our next thing that we want to get started, I'm not sure how far we're going to go on it just yet because I need a whole lot of supplies, is a Barbarian camp. And I think I want it to be right here. I took a look at the area, and I don't think it's going to take too much terraforming. But you know, if it does, your boy will terraform forever. I don't care. But yeah, we are going to need a whole lot of dark oak, a whole lot of spruce, a whole lot of bone, and some other things. Because we're going to make this thing dark and evil. And we collected 41 wither skeleton skulls. And we're going to be utilizing them in the build. We can always get more at our farm now that we got it set up. Well, let's go check this out and see how much work we're actually going to have to do to make this happen. Now, we had a ridiculous amount of experience, so we went on a quick little side mission. We wanted to get a fully maxed out trident that also had channeling. We're not worried about Riptide because we don't really need that right now, but this here will potentially give us the opportunity to multitask here, hopefully in the near future. I'll explain that in just a second. Alright, now, I think this is the area we're working with. We're going to have to remove all of this, and we're going to make like an invasion camp. We can even put some boats out here in the river, like troops are coming in, because it's only just a little bit from our capital. You go about 20 blocks that way, you can see the tip of our capital. And we also, well, clearly just did a new trident. Why did I make that new trident? It's because I needed channeling, and we might as well get a 100% maxed throwing trident anyways. And we have our shield and our trident, and we're going to keep those on us. And the reason we're doing this is we need more mob heads for our exhibit. Now, just either there or right over there is a stony shore. And we're going to set up some traps for some charged creepers. Now, we have to wait for it to thunderstorm, but when it does, we are ready. And shouldn't be too hard, and I might get killed by a creeper, but I have my totem, so I'm feeling pretty confident. But, well, let's get back to yet another grind. I promise I will do something other than grind in this episode, but right now this is what we're doing. So, before we get ourselves on our grind, we had to set up our traps. We want to get our creepers in here and get them name tagged up now, because when a thunderstorm comes along, we are not going to have time to do this on the fly. Oh, no, no, because, well, skeleton traps will be spawning, other mobs will be spawning, and, well, it can get really, really dangerous. So we just wanted everything prepared so that way later all we have to do is strike these guys with the trident and get the mobs we want to blow up in there next to them. Not that big of a deal. This really went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. Most of these creepers cooperate really, really well. And when I say most of them, I mean everyone except this guy right here in a second. Oh, wait for it, and ba-boom. Luckily, we're pretty geared up, so not the biggest deal. Although, if they get right up in our face, they can do some serious damage to us. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 creepers ready to go. And now we just need a thunderstorm. But anyways, these 3 here are going to be for mob heads. 2 creepers, 1 zombie. Why 2 creepers? Because we want 1 for the banner pattern so we can collect that bad boy up. Because we're going for all the collectibles, as many as we can anyways. That one over there, that's actually going to be a charged creeper that's going to go in the hostile mob habitat. That has potential to go very, very, very wrong. But it is what it is. Anyways, we are ready to go, and we're going to go grind on our new project. And when the weather gets crazy, we're going to come back here and make some magic happen. While we're waiting for the lightning and even possibly the thunder, we start getting our canvas just cleared out. Now, we have a rough idea of what we want most of the buildings in this barbarian camp to look like. We do not, however, have any idea how big we want to make this. Now, if you know your dude by now, I'm probably going to go overkill and probably connect that cliff to this cliff and all kinds of crazy whatnot and span this thing way, way farther than it really needs to go. But that's me. All right, the time has come. Alright, well, we got our zombie head and we got a creeper head. We really wanted a second creeper head so we could make the banner pattern and finish off that piece in the museum. But it is what it is. I made a boo-boo. And, well, a couple of the creepers burned to death because apparently trapdoors, even if they're open, they don't let the rain through. So the creepers didn't get put out. It is what it is. I was wondering why they were dying. And also we got like 1,000 skeleton horses now. But, whatever. Taking a quick moment to reset all our traps. That way we are ready for round 2. Now, it could thunderstorm again in 10 minutes, and it could thunderstorm again in 10 hours. I'm not exactly sure the exact numbers, but I know the percent chance per day is really low, like 1 or 2%. But we go ahead and just work on our clearing for just a little bit longer, getting this ready for the next episode. We are not building this in this episode, but let me tell you right now, it's going to be big. But we do have a couple other things we want to do, following our Nether conquest theme. Okay, now, we're going to annihilate our old little mini hub we set up right at the beginning of the game. And we want to set up 2 more farms right next to our compass hub. Now, this farm broke. It's broken. One of the updates, I think it was like 120.2 or something, changed the hit distance. And, well, the iron golems used to be immune to these guys, and now every time I put them in there, they just die. They produced a couple stacks of froglites, and then they just gone. So we are going to revamp this whole design, put it up there, as well as a magma cream farm, because we have a big, big farm coming up. Not next episode, probably the one after. And we're going to need a whole lot of magma blocks. And I know I said at the beginning of the series, like, what would I ever use that much magma for? Well, I'm gonna. Anyways, I'm going to annihilate this, and we're going to go get some powdered snow and build 2 farms. Activate montage mode. We spawn-proof our old farm and steal our hoppers back, as well as just make a little platform for us to land on. For right now, we're going to make that a lot cooler later. Snatching up some powdered snow. I actually kind of like powdered snow as long as I'm not falling through it. That's really annoying. Random flyby of our Greek city. Oh, I could do that all day long. Playing with some froggies, breeding them up so we can relocate their offspring. Definitely not stealing their babies. Don't you worry about that, okay? They volunteered for this. Okay, now, then we move on to what I call killing 2 stones with 1 bird. One side of this is jungle, one side of this is forest, so we can grow both these variants up at the same time. The last one we have to go to the the end, just because it's the easiest way to do it, honestly, because I don't have any cold biomes super close. And we start wrangling these guys towards the portal, and then we're going to get to building. Okay, now, we got ourselves some new froggies ready to come through that portal, and 6 shulkers full of various resources. And we're going to be building 2 more farms to keep on with Nether Conquest Part 2. And, well, one's going to go right there, one's going to go right there, because this is all Basalt Delta. One of them is going to replace the Froglight farm that got broke down there with a whole different design. The other one is going to be a magma farm, magma cream farm, actually. And they're pretty similar as how they function, except for the killing mechanisms. Yeah. And that one right there, the Magma Cream one, is going to be coming real clutch here in a couple episodes when we build another farm over in the Nether Wastes over there. But, yeah, let's do this. Now, I know this episode's been all over the place, and if you dudes have hung in there, well, you're troopers, because I can't even keep up with what the crap I'm doing. But anyways, this farm version is going to use powdered snow to break the magma cubes down into the little ones, and the frogs are going to eat it. Now, our little building session here gets interrupted yet again, but it is what it is, and we take our opportunity. Alright, looks like we get ourselves another shot. And apparently we're going to have to deal with phantoms as well. Alright, we got our second creeper head, and we got this little guy trapped here to go in our exhibit. Does the name tag stay once they're turned, or do they become like a different entity? Let's go find out. Okay, he's still in there. Let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, now, unless I'm doing a tutorial, I normally don't AFK a farm and then show the results. I used to do tutorials, but it wasn't really my jam, and, well, they're all outdated now anyways. But in this one, I'm going to show the results, because we AFK'd up there for 30 minutes. Now, this farm here, it did okay. Nothing too crazy. It's alright. It'll do for right now. But this farm over here is a little too effective. Yeah, it's, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these frog lights. I actually think this one actually got more magma cream than that one. But it is what it is. I'm still glad I have both because, well, I'm only going to need so many frog lights, but I can always use more magma cream, which is really weird to say because, like I said in the beginning of the series, I said I'll never need that much. Well, now I need a whole lot. Yeah, this has been one heck of a journey. Oh my gosh. We still have one last thing to do before we call this ADHD brain chaos episode an end. And that is put our exhibit in the museum because we worked too hard on it not to. Let's go do that. And that last task is finishing our mobhead exhibit. We got way too lucky with 2 thunderstorms to not finish it. I honestly didn't think it was going to happen, but yep. All right, now we have another exhibit done. And I think the next one we're going to do is going to be the trial ruins. I didn't want to do that in this episode because we did a lot of excavating in the last episode. But anyways, distractions aside, all the mob heads are done except for the piglin. That one's a pain in the butt to get. And also I need the disc to go with it. I don't even think I have that. So we'll be doing that later. But yeah, it's about time to call it for this episode. Oh, it's been about 160 days. I really thought it was going to take a lot longer to do everything I did because we did a lot of stuff. We built a nether hub. We blew a hole in the nether roof. Connected it all up to all our current portals. Finished the bottom of our city. Our ocean city, that is. We started clearing out a space for that barbarian camp. Oh my gosh, that barbarian camp is next episode, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be awesome. Built 3 new farms. Well, one of them's a revamped farm, but you get the point. Placed like 80,000 blocks. And, well, there's no breaks. I'm jumping right into the next one. But as far as this one, we're done. And I hope you dudes enjoyed. I truly do enjoy reading all your guys' comments. I haven't been getting to them as quickly as I want to here recently, but I don't care if they're a month old. I will reply to them. It just might take me a minute. And just hit 800 subs. I just want to say thank you all for all the love and support. And I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going. That's right. And, well, have a great day, you awesome people. Peace.